As we know, Formula One has always been the most glamorous sport in the world, hasn't it, yeah? But not anymore, not from next year. There's 4 new teams joining in, OK? One of them, Manor Grand Prix, is based in Sheffield. How glamorous is that? Oh, yeah.
Strictly speaking, it's actually between Sheffield and Rotherham.
Well, if we're going to be specific and pedantic, it's between Sheffield, Rotherham and Worksop in a place called Dinnington, which I know well. And it's exactly like Monte Carlo, apart from in every single detail.
It's going to take the shine off it a bit, isn't it? I can't wait to see their new car.
Oh.
Don't know why I bother with all that carbon fibre. I made mine out of steel.
Stainless steel. Stainless steel. I'll tell you what, if that Fernando Alonso twats into our car, his Ferrari will be buggered. I'll tell you that for no.
Funny, my dad worked in pit, and now I've got a job in pit.
They're replacing Toyota, and they've signed Emo Glock, who presumably is currently learning why it's important to punch anyone who looks at him funny. Is anyone from Sheffield? Are you? Whereabouts? You're from Sheffield? This is honestly, because I'm just thinking, they're using Cosworth engines, or I should say Sheffield, Cozze.
Cozze?
No, Cozze. You've got to like have a stroke halfway through the word. Cozze.
So your face sort of falls...
Cozze.
Cozze, your face
No,
falls
yeah,
off.
just go on. Can we just practice? Can we just... you're from Sheffield, just practice it, just show us.
How'd you say it?
Cozze.
There you are! I think it's fair to say that that team is probably now Top Gear's absolute favourite F1 team. I want them to win everything, so on the podium they can have a big brass band at the end.
Oh, abide with me. You know, that's a national anthem. Well, I mean, abide with me on a brass band, be lovely. Now, criminals, would you like to get away with your crimes? Are you capable of running more than 100 yards? Well, good news, because the police are thinking of using these now. It's a Mitsubishi Electric. They say it's helping them crack down on CO2.
I don't want the police to crack down on CO2. I want them to get my bloody television back, because it's been 6 years since that was nicked, and I haven't heard a peep out of them whilst they've been going on about cracking down on CO2. I'm going to have to buy another one at this rate.
What were you stopped for the other day by a policeman? It was some motoring misdemeanor. He just turned around and said, "Oh, good, this must mean you found my television." I tell you what, if I was a policemanist and my chief Freemason came into the office one morning and said, I don't mean I mean chief constable. He's getting muddled up. And he said, right, you've got to do your beat to one of those, I would drink my own pepper spray.
Stop bleating. Let us do the news.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to start on a serious note, if I may, with the news, because, as we know, for many years, we've been told that Wayne Rooney is the light and the path to righteousness, and we must emulate his lifestyle and indeed the lifestyle of his lovely wife, Colleen. Now, of course, we realise he is a lazy, talentless, jug-eared oaf. Quite strong. And it's strong but true. I'm now hoping this means an end to the Roonification of Britain. Exhibit A, the Range Rover, OK? Now, this was the old model. Note the plain, sensible front end, just some headlights to see where you're going.
It's noble.
It's noble, as dignified as a rolled umbrella. Now look what they've done to it. Look at this. Honest, this is the new one.
What is it?
How much bling can you get on the front?
There's all these fiddly headlamps and all this business going on.
I'm surprised it doesn't have studs in its ears. Here. They have literally ruined it. And now, listen, I am aware, of course, that there is a demand for a car that looks like this, because I know there is such a place as Cheshire. And I don't mind if they make this Range Rover Rooney edition.
I could just call it the Range Rooney.
Which is
The Wayne Wover.
These are good names. These are good names. But all I'm asking is, please, can everybody else, ordinary, decent people, have the old one back? Please?
Actually, I have to say I agree with you. There needs to be a version of the new Range Rover that isn't for people who want to celebrate the life and work of a potato-faced shopping enthusiast.
We want the old one back, we really do.
We do. Oh, now, there aren't very many things that we all agree on, except this. We all think that the best small car that you can buy at the moment is the Citroën DS3.
Yeah.
No, we're not
It's just-
joking about this. That is a genuinely brilliant little car.
Something about it, it's like a Mini that smokes gulwas. It's just more
It is. It's fantastic.
The weird thing is, it's got exactly the same engine as the Mini, hasn't it? As the Mini
Yeah.
Cooper, but it just feels better for
It
some
does, it's
reason.
great. Anyway, the reason I brought this up is because they're bringing out a new hot version of this. Got a picture of it here. It's called the Racing, okay?
Yeah.
200 horsepower. The only thing is Citroën will not, they refuse to tell us how much it's going to cost. I'm just going to make it up. 50 quid. There you go, it's 50 pounds.
It's 50 pounds.
That's
You want
fantastic.
one?
And the thing is, who in their life wouldn't want orange wheels?
Well-
Seriously.
Well, anyone with red hair, I imagine it'll clash. Squirrels, red squirrels, they were terrible.
Or the Duchess of York.
Anne Robinson.
Yes.
The Pope, what's he called, the Pope bloke?
Well, the Pope.
Silence,
It's
you
endless.
two. They're only making 1,000 of them because they're French and therefore idle communists.
Well, that's 'cause nobody wants orange wheels, obviously. We don't know.
Anyway, I can't wait to get a go in that. It just looks brilliant.
It does look
And I do like the wheels.
Hey, good news. Look, I have secured some top secret film taken inside the factory of the new Dacia Duster being made.
Excellent. Excellent. Anyway, the end of... I'm sure you have. Sure you like it very much. The end of last week's programme, this appeared. This is called the end board. This is what you see every single week at the end of every single programme, except for Top Gear, look. MMXX. That's 2020. This is the only programme coming from 10 years in the future. Little one, the 1007 with the electric sliding doors.
Exactly like that.
Now, there's a new Mini out, okay? It's a picture of it here. It's called the Countryman. It's not a funny name. This is the biggest car in the world, okay? You might think this is a stubble field. It isn't. It's the Brazilian rainforest. These are trees, in fact, here.
So that's a Mini in the same way that you were a midget. Then.
Exactly. Now, and you might think, well, that's all right. You know, I fancy a Mini. I like the idea of a Mini. But I want more space. But the ridiculous thing is, it's only... Well, the one I drove the other day only had 4 seats.
No, you're right, actually, because you'd think there'd be a middle one in the back, but there's a sort of styling feature.
No, there is a good picture of it here. There's just 2 bars that run all... Look at that.
Civic
What's the
sculpture.
point of that?
It is a civic sculpture.
It is. It's like trading up from a 3 to a 4-bedroom house and then filling the 4th bedroom with a waterfall. Why would you do that? It's just stupid. It's the stupidest car I've ever seen, and it gave me crabs.
What?
Crabs.
I meant cramp. Why did I say crabs? How can a car give you crabs?
I don't know, tell us! Oh, I know what I want to talk about. Really big news. The new car from Pagani is out. The Zonda's gone. This is the new replacement for it from Pagani. Look at that. It's an astonishing 730 brake horsepower, 6-litre AMG V12, specially designed for the car. Very technical. It's got a carbotanium body, so that's carbon fibre, but actually titanium woven in with the carbon fibre in it.
Yes, can I just interrupt? What worries me is we liked the Zonda because it was completely bonkers, yes? Doesn't that look just a bit sensible to you? Isn't it a bit like Lady Gaga going, no, 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 I'm a musician now and I want to start writing opera?
A bit serious.
Yeah.
A bit grown up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Here's the interior. Look at that! Ooh. That's clearly not all sensible and boring, is it? That's
I like the colour of that, actually.
Well, if you want that colour, James, just have a baby. Get it 8 times a day.
What's it called?
It's called the Hurrah. It is. It's spelt Huayra. It's written here, just in case you forget. Oh, that's the noise you make when you're sick in the passenger seat.
If you two are just going to mock, you won't mind if I test it on the programme then, will you?
Not at all. You knock yourself out.
OK.
No, don't actually. If you're driving fast, then...
I got that.
Oh, now, day in, day out, OK? We meet people who say to us, don't like cars very much, but I do watch Top Gear. Well, if you're not interested in cars, ta-da! New Ford Focus. There it is.
You're not saying it's bad, are you?
No, 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 it's a car. That is some car right
Yes.
there. I'll tell you something about the Ford Focus, right? I'm doing the figures this week on it. 275 people a day in Britain alone buy a Ford Focus. Now, that's what an hour? About 12 an hour? So who's waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and thinking, I've got to get a Focus. I've got to go out now. I've got to out. Who are they?
No, that's the most mangled bit of statistics I've ever heard. It doesn't mean somebody has to do it on the hour every hour. It's just
Yeah, but it's still 275 people a day. See, I can't work it out. I mean, for instance, we know Saabs are driven by architects, yeah? We know Audis are driven by people who play golf. We know Land Rover Discoveries are driven by murderers.
Ah, no.
What?
I'm going to have to put you up on that because I think you'll find murderers drive a Renault Espace.
Well, Kenneth Noy, who was a murderer, he had a Land Rover Discovery.
So he may have done, but Harold Shipman drove a Renault Espace.
Did he?
Fred West drove a Renault Espace. Peter Sutcliffe drove a Renault 16.
It's only because the Espace hadn't been invented.
Exactly.
This is a Top Gear top tip. If you're a policeman and there's been a murder in your area, simply arrest anyone who has a practical Renault. That's fascinating. I think that's very interesting. Anyway, we got a bit off topic, but there you are, new Ford Focus. Ideal if you just want some car.
Good news. Excellent. And now it is time for the news. And it's good news because the Dacia Duster has been named Budget 4x4 Tow Car of the Year.
Great. Now, I've bought a bicycle.
I thought you were looking a bit trim.
Well, do you know, it's not really the weight that I've lost, but my core, what's it called? Core
strength.
Are we on Loose Women or something?
No, James, as you well know, we have been for many years on Last of the Summer Gear. Since I bought my bicycle, what's driving me mad is the amount of people who come and say, we need to get some Lycra shorts now.
Well, you do, because it's more comfortable and it stops chafing.
No, Hammond, you don't need... It's people who wear Lycra shorts to go on a bicycle and go, look, it's difficult and dangerous and I need special... You don't. In fact, the only thing I do wear that is a concession I make is this T-shirt, OK? And this is the back of it as I'm riding along. Motorists, thank you for letting me use your roads. Because I think that's polite.
I don't believe you.
I do have a
bicycle. What kind of bicycle is it?
I don't know, they're all the same.
Well, is it a mountain bike? Is it a racer? When you went to the shop, you walked through the door of a bicycle shop, and a man went, "Oh my God!" and what I'd like. What
I just said, can I have the one nearest the door? He was trying to say, you can have this one for £10,000 or this. I said, no, I just wanted a bicycle.
So
that one. It's 300 quid.
This bicycle he sold you.
Yeah.
Is the front wheel a lot bigger than the back wheel?
No. It's just the bikes. They're all the same.
Has it got two little ones?
No, it hasn't got stabilisers. It's a bicycle.
I don't believe you. And I think this has become like a new mystery. It's like a Yeti. So if maybe somebody's seen him. If you have seen Jeremy on his bicycle, write to us, please, at help, I've burst from laughing. Top Gear, Wood Lane, wherever. I don't believe it.
I'm going to ride down... No, I'm not going to ride down here next week. That's idiotic. Barely ride to the paper shop. Now, who saw the British Grand Prix last weekend? Yeah. You may have noticed there were a lot of blowouts, OK? And I must say, I feel rather sorry for Pirelli. Because, well, no, for the last few years, tyres have been really good and grippy and lasting too long. So the organisers said to Pirelli, can you design a tyre that's a bit rubbish? So they did, and now everyone's saying, your tyres are a bit rubbish.
So how rubbish is too rubbish?
How much do you think Pirelli spend developing those tyres? It's got to be 100 quid.
No, it's going to be millions.
Yeah, millions of pounds developing a tyre, and all they get in response is people going into tyre warehouses saying, I need 4 new tyres for my car, just not Pirelli's.
Right.
And then I make silly jokes when I'm introducing the stick about it. I mean, I just think it's
gone
really...
wrong. It backfired.
This is exactly why I don't get Formula One, because surely it should be the pinnacle of automotive technology. Pirelli should make a tyre as good as it is possible to make a tyre. They should have active aerodynamics. They should be having, you know, traction control, the most sophisticated in the world, ABS, invisibility cloaks, all that. They should be allowed to have anything they want.
The problem is, though, James, is the organisers are trying to make Formula One like a level playing field, to make it a drivers' championship. And it isn't. You could put Sebastian Vettel in a Marussia, he's going to come last.
Well, exactly. Let's just make it a championship for car makers and then let the designers have completely free reign. They can just do anything.
Do you know what I'd do? I'd make a car that was the exact width of the track.
No, but...
Yeah, how clever is that?
No, you see, that's interesting. That would only work if you qualified at the front, otherwise...
No, you wouldn't have to. No, because it would be a Top Fuel type dragster, OK? So it'd be very poor around the corners, and I'd qualify last, but I would accelerate really quickly past them before the first corner, and then it would expand.
Oh, it grows.
To fill the track.
Yeah, that's
Jeremy.
Brilliant. I've just won the championship.
Jeremy, what you're proposing is wacky races.
I know. Just think, you could have, like, a dog as your co-driver.
Can I I want a giant circular saw on the front of my car. But here's the clever thing, I can only use it once a lap. See?
So you've got DRS zone, then the saw zone. It's a good idea, wacky
I'd fit my Formula One car with time travel. If you think about it, no, because the commentator would go, and they're off! And James had won.
That's clever.
It's already happened.
We've solved Formula One. Again, the world just doesn't work without us in it, does it?
No.
Philosophy news. Everybody, no, don't groan, because this is... I know it sounds dreary, but driverless cars are coming, as we know. And somebody pointed out this week, and I think it's rather a good point, that they will have to make, from time to time, ethical decisions.
What, like, should we cancel third world debt?
No, James, not that. You're driving along, OK? And you're heading towards an accident. Well, you're not driving, you're just sitting there. You're heading towards an accident. It's going to be fatal. The only solution is to swerve onto the pavement, but there are two pedestrians there. What does the car do?
Well, is this the moral maze or something?
Maybe it's a genuine thing, because basically you will have bought a car that must be programmed in certain circumstances to kill you. It will go, well, there's two there, there's only one person in me, I'm going to kill him. And you'll just have to sit there as the lorry comes, and there's nothing you can do.
Well, maybe driverless cars will have to come with, like, an override button. Just a big button with me on it. So when it crashes, save me! Just hit that.
Or maybe it could have a sliding scale, so you could say, look, if it's a load of children on the pavement, obviously don't run them down, but cyclists...
We are in dark territory here, aren't we?
Well, the interesting thing is, all of us are programmed, because we're humans, because we're animals, basically, to look after ourselves. Self-preservation always kicks in, and you will swerve away from danger.
Not necessarily.
Oh, well, no, you say that, but recently scientists conducted an absolutely awful, genuinely awful experiment, but with a very interesting result. They got a load of monkeys with their babies and put them in a box. And then they heated the floor up. This actually happened. I'm just reporting. They heated the floor up till it became really unbearable. And all of the monkeys picked up their babies and held them. But when the floor got hotter and hotter until it was absolutely unbearable, every one of them put the babies down and stood on them.
I'm surprised you didn't save this for the Christmas show, mate. What a lovely story. What a nice tale. I love a story.
I'm just saying, these driverless cars, everybody goes, oh, aren't they clever? They can stop at red lights. They are going to have to face all sorts of things, like who do I kill now? We are programmed to look after ourselves, and these driverless cars are going to be programmed to do the maths and say, a lot of people over there, I'm going to kill you.
And whether to stand on a baby monkey.
Now, Brooklands, world's first purpose-built racetrack. Do you remember it?
Well, no, he will.
Oh, yeah, he will, obviously. OK, I've got some footage of it here to remind everyone. This was just outside London, and look at it, and everybody walked fast, and we're in black and white those days, and you went unbelievable. Look at this, 120 miles an hour on the banking, and then there's James May looking his pedal car. And then it was just fantastic, but the war started, they built an aeroplane factory on the circuit, and that was the end of that. Ever since, there's been a group of enthusiasts who want Brooklands to reopen, and last week, actually, they were given a grant by the lottery people of £4.6 million. And I just think that's going to be brilliant. Get that back. Astons, Bentleys, belting round at the weekend, Fotherington, Sorbet, wheel to wheel with the Duke of Windham.
It's a very good idea for an appealing Sunday afternoon, watching the toffs kill themselves.
You just pop down the A3 on a Sunday afternoon. Let's go and watch the Earl of Bradford's head come off.
How much did you say they'd been given?
£4.6 million.
Well, that's not enough, is it? The shopping centre next to our office costs £1.5 billion.
Yes, exactly. So... It isn't very much. You're quite right. Well spotted, Hammond. In fact, all they can afford to do with that is rebuild the start-finish straight.
Well, hang on. Just the start-finish straight of a race circuit is not much use in itself.
No.
Unless they spent all £4.6 million on lottery tickets. It's lottery money. They could take the grant, spend it on lottery tickets, and win a lot more.
Good thinking from Richard Hammond there. He saved motor racing for the nation.